What up, though? What up, though? This your boy Darrell Barnes Bay coming at you with my chest out, heart open. It's my podcast, episode 8, episode season 2. Yeah, I was just sitting up to reflecting. Stuff don't have me starting up going wrong. Yeah, I'll just reflect, man. We live in an emotional world where everybody responds before they think. Power lies in the pause, though. You see Cameron and Mace talking about pause. You see Dame Dash talking about pause. They use pause in a different way than the higher intellectuals in Buddhism use it. Pause. And a lot of people think there's weakness in silence. There isn't. Silence isn't weakness. It's control. It's clarity and protection of your peace. So when I say pause in this episode, I mean for you to just stop before you react. Think, how does this affect my or disrupt my peace? We live in a world where everybody has something to say, online, at work, at home. The loudest person in the room ain't always the strongest, though. Sometimes it's the calmest one. Tonight, we're talking about why silence is golden and how to master the pause before you react. I'm trying not to talk real fast. I'm trying to talk slow to give you the effect of what I'm talking about, being calm in any situation, chaotic situations. I remember one time I said this when I was speaking in a different arena, and some individuals came on and tried to make a joke about you got to get hyped up because they live in the chaos. They live in the noise. Beware the loud professor. See, a lot of people like to play on our emotions. They like to talk loud to rile us up, to get us emotionally involved, and all the time we ain't involved in nothing because they ain't said nothing. This made a lot of noise. I can remember, and I'm just going to speak recently, some incidents and things that take place in the course of my journey in my life, and some of the roles that I play, and my emotions and the emotions of other people got involved, and we weren't really thinking. We were just thinking about reacting off our emotions. And a lot of times, coming from where I come from, and a lot of people that surround me come from the same environment that I come from, we're trying to make a change in our life. But our emotional responses in the past has caused us negative outcomes. So here we got to pause. I told everybody, I said, just be pause, just be cool. I didn't even use the word pause. I just said, be still, stop talking, go within and reflect and see what you come up with. Because I remember reacting in the past emotionally without thinking, and I end up in jail or I end up in a situation that I didn't want to end up being in, sitting in front of some people I didn't want to be sitting in front of. Not necessarily jail all the time, but just sitting in front of the people that I'm responsible for, that I'm accountable to. And I made some bad decisions, and then it turned out right for all of us. And sometimes you find yourself having to look in the face of those people, man, and have to man up, woman up, or whatever, and you have to just admit you're wrong. You have to apologize. But a lot of times we can eliminate all of that if we just pause. Yeah, and I keep saying that word pause, meaning be quiet. Take a moment in your time to just chill and just listen to that inner voice, that still small voice within, that voice of reason, that voice that always gets us out of sticky situations when we listen to it. You know, just recently, again, the same emotional situation. Was still on the floor. You know, I decided to just relax and just chill. give myself some time. And you know what? Things worked out. So we got to pay attention to that pause, y'all. And we got to remain vigilant in our quest to learn about ourselves. Yeah, this is a podcast for the grown. I ain't going to say grown and sexy, but the grown and mature. For those who seeking wisdom from the experiences that they have gained in their life. Sometimes we may not learn from those experiences, but those experiences still dwell within our psyche, and we can still learn from them. Just because we didn't learn at the moment, don't mean that we can't learn now. Some things have to sit with us for a minute. Yeah, some things have to sit with us for a minute for us to be able to understand, get clarity on what it really meant. Yeah, people coming in your life and they'll try to use and abuse you. They'll take advantage of your kindness. They'll take advantage of the generosity of your soul, even though they don't know that you're a stone cold whatever. You know what I mean? Sometimes people mask good. I was talking to a gentleman the other day. He was talking about, man, you can't never tell what's going on in a person's inside by looking at their outside. But then sometimes you can. Sometimes people appear chaotic, and they are chaotic. Sometimes people appear chaotic and they're not. They just don't know how. They just need guidance. They just don't know what to do with themselves. Yeah. Silence gives you clarity, though. I tell people all the time, sometimes you got to go sit next to the water. Go sit next to that water, that spiritual, get that spiritual vibration from that water and give you some clarity of mind. Yeah. Our body, 85%, 75 to 85% water. So we go sit beside the water and get us some clarity. You can hear wisdom over noise if you quiet your mind. When you pause, you process before you speak. Every action costs energy. Remember that. It's called ADP. No. What is it? Yeah. ADP. I can't. Adrenaline, some phosphate, whatever that's called. That's in biology that gives us every move we make, every thought that we have, energy is generated. You know what I mean? Every reaction costs energy. Every reaction costs energy. Do you want to waste your energy on nothingness? Make sure the price is worth it. Silence shows strength. I remember I was in I got in a lot of trouble growing up, but I remember I was in a Wayne County jail, and I had been there a whole lot of times. I had been to prison and everything, but I was in the Wayne County jail, and my whole thing is I ain't got nothing to be talking about with no guys, man, sharing no war stories and all that type of stuff, man. But I was quiet. A lot of people think I am a quiet person, but I have a lot going on in my head. And the reason why I'm quiet because that's how I keep my demons inside. Yeah, that's my pause, my permanent pause. Because I don't want you to know what's going on inside of me because you might not like what's going on inside of me. But anyway, because I have some wicked thoughts. You know, sometimes when I get upset, they come out. That's why I try my best to remain silent at all times. You know, they was right when they said you had the right to remain silent because sometimes you open your mouth and don't tell them what come out. I ain't no rat, but I'm talking about what come out of my mouth, you will feel like a rat when I finish with you. Yeah, I ain't bragging about it. It's just how I was raised. I was raised TTG. My grandmother taught me that. That was a defense mechanism. And it's a gift and a curse at the same time. But anyway, I was in this situation where I was in the Wayne County jail, and I was kind of quiet. And I was in this program called the Target. They put me in the Target City program because I kept catching so many cases. I stayed in jail, and I couldn't figure that out for my life. I mean, it was like a cycle. But anyway, I was in there, and I was kind of quiet, mind my own business. And they had a situation where some had jumped off, man. They asked the people, anybody that had anything they wanted to say. So I got up and I spoke with such clarity, such power, and such authority. People's like, whoa, guy told me, he said, man, I thought something was wrong with you, man. You were so quiet, man. I thought you was kind of like on a learning disabled tip, but he didn't use that word, he used the R word. And I was like, no, man. I said, but I ain't got time to be wasting my conversation, wasting my breath talking y'all about some nonsense. So I feel like that in life. I feel like that period. I feel like that in every journey that I take, man. I ain't got time to be wasting my breath talking to my Holy Quran or what I study tells me to talk much as the foolishness of folly. Sometimes I be looking at individuals who read the same stuff that I read and seem like they ain't getting it because all they do is talk. And they talking about nothing. Yeah. Some of y'all talking about administrations and things of that nature. Yeah, I'm getting this off my chest because no, I'm a pause. First. Then I'm gonna say this after I come out of my pause. I'm gonna say this. You can open up a old bag of turds that's been sitting around in that bag for a long time. You can open that bag of turds up and start waving around, asking everybody how it smells. How it smells. It's old. You just not getting a whiff of it. Just not because you just getting a whiff of it. You want to try to go around and ask everybody how it smells. We already know how it smells. It stank. Get on with that. Some of y'all may know what I'm talking about. Some of y'all may not know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people in your life that bring up old stuff, that bring up your past, that bring up stuff that don't even exist no more. Because let me tell you something. The past don't exist. Yesterday is an illusion. Tomorrow is an illusion. It don't exist. The only thing you got is right now. Here and now. That's reality. Yeah, pause and think on that. Control is louder than any comeback that you can ever think of, because that's where silence comes from. Silence is strength. It's control of yourself, your inner self, and it's louder than any comeback. When you're trying to get yourself back together, just be quiet and do it. You ain't got to lead no cheerleaders. You can fight every fire. Sometimes the real win is walking away unburned. You ain't got to be arguing and battling with people. You ain't got to argue and battle with life. Just sometimes just pause, just stop, reflect, and walk away. Yeah. Silence exposes the truth. When you stop talking, people reveal themselves. For real. You learn who listens, who leads, and who just loves drama. Just be quiet and pay attention to your surroundings. Pay attention to people. Stop ad-libbing stuff. Just sit there and listen. You're going to be like, man, I thought they were. No, they never was, because you never paid attention, because you was always talking. If you wasn't talking with your lips, you was talking with your mind. Now be quiet and listen. Pay attention to your surroundings. This podcast is going to be brief, individual. Just like an individual session. I'm by myself. Again, as always, I try to get other people on here, but they don't want to get on here. A lot of people don't want to expose themselves. What I mean by expose themselves, I ain't talking about they did that. A lot of people don't want the world to know about them. We put on masks, and people accept those masks. People love those masks. And when we take them off, they seem to reject who we really are. And I don't care nothing about none of that. Yeah. I was just thinking it's just something I was reflecting on. The next time you get into a debate with somebody, the next time you make a post, or the next time you reply to anybody in a text message, in a post, anything, pause just for a second and ask yourself, is this worth my peace, my energy, my character? Remember this, you don't owe every emotion a reaction. You don't. Every emotion that jump up in your psyche, your thought process, you ain't got to give it a reaction. Sometimes I think people just intentionally do something just to see what type of reaction you get. Pause, be quiet. Silence ain't weakness, it's awareness. Because in your silence, you becoming aware. Don't react to everything that moves you. Respond only to what grows you. Your peace is your power. Remember this. Protect it with your pause. Keep your chest out. Keep your heart open and your mouth closed long enough to hear your higher self speak. To hear your higher self speak. If this discussion, this brief discussion, made you think before you speak, share it. Somebody out there needs that reminder to pause. If the world don't clap, how do you stay consistent without validation? Do you need somebody to clap for you? Do you need somebody to validate who you are or who you are becoming? When you're making that change better yourself, check it out. Look at this, chest out, heart open. Take a sip of life. Pause and become better. Peace, I'm out. I'll see y'all later on, 6 o'clock. This is just a teaser. Keep your chest out and heart open. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Chest Out Heart Open. Also on Facebook, Chest Out Heart Open Facebook page. Check out my merch on Chest Out Heart Open, myshopify.com. Boom.